See clearer. Oh, that's more beautiful. That's more beautiful. We definitely in the building. Tonight we gonna talk to a legend. And I see the legend is already joined in. And I'm gonna add the legend right now to it. This is the New York City Fashion Wars. And I got a OG of this. So we're trying to get Garagayn up on this. So just be patient with me right now, ladies and gentlemen. Trying to get the OG on now. I see your request, OG. See what's going on. Okay. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We having some technical difficulties. Yo, let me try to add you myself. Try to add you myself. There we go. There we go. That's how we start. That's how we starting it. That's how we starting it.
Well, let me fix back up here real quick. Hold up one second, bro.
You gonna just throw the crown at the camera?
Oh, my bad.
You're just gonna throw the crown at the camera. I guess interview over with that.
Oh, my bad.
You ain't even gotta talk after that.
Staples Crown Heights, that's all. You know how that go.
Yeah, the crown. We got
you know
it.
What I mean? Crown Heights. You know how that go.
Yeah. We had one of the legendary crown holders last night.
You know what I mean?
And I'm okay.
By alienating us out of the equation, which is low life, and not talking about the prequel to low life, which is St. John Polo Posse. What happens here is you lose focus on what fashion gave birth to children of decades, eons. Like one thing Jim has said in a later interview, he said that him and Dipset were very heavily influential because of their moments they had with Supreme, the fashion, the brand that got sold for billions of dollars later on. But he said he didn't know that he would have that type of influence. Well, let me tell you something, bro. We knew we was going to have that type of influence then and now. So we did something consciously. When we started wearing rocking low from head to toe, We knew what we were doing, influencing wise. We were
Yeah.
taking a bell curve and overriding the system of what you would call the CIA, FBI, and the COINTELPRO and the Iran-Contra affair under Gary Webb's Dark Alliance, which I mentioned in the book. We took a defensive attack against that crack cocaine nuclear bomb that exploded in New York City.
Yeah.
And ultimately America. We took an attack. We took a defense. And we went on defense. And going on defense, we put Ralph Lauren on as armor.
Talk about it.
And making it armor, we took the shoes and made them our our combat boot. The pants was our cover, was give us the ability to blend in. The jackets was like our our coat of armors. The logos were like our shields. The hats were like our crowns. The book bag, the coats were like our capes. And the reason being was like people don't even realize these rappers weren't our idols. We were their idols.
Yeah, full reverse.
So the drug dealers weren't our idols. The drug dealers was looking for us to give them inspiration and fashion and gear. We didn't go to them. They came to us. We were the ones traveling the states, traveling the cities, traveling the country, looking for honeycomb spots to bring back these exquisite pieces of clothing to sell to those who could afford it and to those who couldn't afford it. We made deals with moms, the dude's mom inside of the nail salon, inside of the bar, inside of the beauty salon, inside of the laundromat, inside of the dry cleaners. We would make deals, we would barter. And in these barterings, people were able to wear the illest clothes at that time. And we're talking about 84, 83.
And you looked the part because you was already a walking billboard.
And the thing about that, this is why Crown Heights is so, this is really why it's the Crown Heights Affair, KKA, Crown Heights Affair, because it wasn't just us boosting. Because like, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. When I first got my first low skippies, this was like in 84. I was in a school called I Street 90 where it all started. See, they don't tell you the mecca of where it started. It started in a junior high school in Crown Heights, right across from Albany Project. And it's called IS 390. This is where we all met up at. Which is the kids from Utica and St. John, the kids from Buffalo and St. John, the kids from Sterling and Rochester, Sterling and Buffalo, the kids from Nostrand and Troy, Nostrand's connected in Schenectady and St. John, Troy and St. John, Troy and Albany, Troy and Kingston, Troy and Brooklyn, Troy and New York, Troy and St. John, Troy and Nostrand, Troy and Rogers, St. John and Rogers, St. John's in Bedford. All these kids going all the way back to Dean and Nostrand.
And for those of you that don't know these blocks he's talking about, it is the same neighborhood that the Labor Day parade runs through.
That's right.
And the main avenue is Eastern Parkway. This is the neighborhood he's thinking of for those outside.
Crown Heights. This is up the hill. This is up the hill, Crown Heights. We ain't talking about down here, talking up the hill, across the parkway. Between the parkway and the Atlantic. So these children at this time, we're talking about 83, 82 now. See, Amel was one of the God bodies, because we were all God body at that time. So he was a 5% of Nation Islam. So Amel, I was like, yo, hey, I got some low shirts, but I ain't got no kicks to go with it. And he was like, all right, yo, G, I'm going to take you, because I was G Light, I'm going to take you to Blooming's. They got the skippers for $50. You got the cash? I said, don't worry about it. I got it. Just take me. So, we supposed to have went. Mad times I had missed them to go. But Amel was the first dude that I was seeing, him and Regina. They used to live in my building on St. John and Troy, between Troy and Schenectady. I lived in 1288. Amel was one of our elders. He was like around 18, 19. Regina was like around, I would say, 20, 21. Regina was the first girl, the first person I ever seen with tricolor logos, polo logos. This is in 83, bro.
So
We ain't
wait a
talking about
minute.
85.
Before you go on, you actually speaking about people that might be the
They're
Yodas of
live.
this shit.
Yes, yes, of course, of course. Yes, they
Okay.
was the ones that put me like Luke Skywalker. Know what I mean? Put me under the wing and was able to show me the vicissitude, the altitude of what fly is like. See, it's one thing for dudes to be cool. You can be cool. You can have your ABCs. These dudes didn't have ABCs. They had what you call divine. They were divinely, well, how can I say divinely fresh, divinely fly. They had the D's, the E's, and the F's and the G's to it. They walked around as gods when it came to the ABCs. Because they didn't wear the Lees and Levi's. They wore the Liz Claibornes, the Guests, the Bill Blass. See, and they will come out with the Dean, like see, that's why I said 83. I'm trying to get to 83 because I'm trying to hit you at the point where it's when Jim was talking about old New York, Harlem, and the Bronx, they had a certain way of dressing. You can see it in their artists. We didn't dress like that in no time. You see, when 83 came into view is when one of the popular sneakers came about was Elysees or Yeast, which is a tennis brand. But see, the key thing here is that what else came out in 82 before you got